All right, welcome back, everybody. Again, we got high school hoops coming up tonight right here on WDAY Extra. You can check it out. West Fargo Cheyenne, West Fargo Horace boys basketball. What a way to start the EDC season with two teams that figure they're going to be playing basketball into mid-March. It's great to have Horace boys basketball coach Kyle Cummings join us. He was at the Bison game last night. Check it out. One of his former players, Zach Westfall, plays for Minnesota Crookston. It's great to see you. First off, you're a great basketball mind. What do we make of David's team? They any good this year or what?
I mean, what are they? 11 of their last 12 now?
10 of 11, yeah. 10 of 11, yep.
I mean, or 10 of 11. So heck of a run. I mean, he's got them playing the right way right now, and he's a guy that I admire too. And so he's definitely got them heading the right direction. If this is where they peak, then maybe I spoke too soon. No, I'm just kidding. Don't tell him I said that.
It's great to see you. You've played a couple games. We were just talking off air that you played twice, then you've had the last 10 days off, so which is so uncommon in boys basketball. What have you guys been doing for the last week and a half?
Practicing? No. We are trying to be pretty smart with this time. You know, we've lifted, we've taken care of our bodies, and we've made sure everybody stayed healthy and everything. And we've had some guys that were battling some sickness. It kind of came at the right time, if I'm being honest. We had some guys miss some school just because they were sick. And so that worked out just for everybody to stay healthy and get healthy if they needed to. But yeah, we played for 2 days, and then we had 10 days to fix everything. We solved all the world's problems, hopefully, with that time.
The obvious question about your basketball team, and you're going to hear it until basically you get to next March, is what happened at the end of last year. How much do you address that with the guys? Does it go unspoken, Kyle?
You know, we kind of that's a line that needs to be walked, just because yes, we bring it up, and you know, it's also something that we have to turn the page and kind of make the next play also. Where did the season end how we wanted it to? No. And that's definitely been a big motivating factor for us, just this off season and in the summer and heading into the season now. And, you know, now that the season has started, we can really just draw from these last couple games and the things that we're doing well versus look at all the negative things that happened last year. And, you know, it's a new year, it's a new team. And that's the thing, is a lot of these guys were on that team, and so hopefully that serves as some experience that they can learn from too.
I know you were mentioning to me about Carter Evanson, I want to say about 3 years ago, like, hey, we got a guy. He might be really, really good. Obviously had a big summer. He committed to go play at UND. How have you seen him handle now, even more eyeballs on him, even more attention that's going to be on him this season?
You know, just the first 2 games, I'll talk about that. We'll kind of see something different tonight and maybe next week, I'm sure too. But you know, he came out that first game against Minot and he had 42, and that was something. Even though he was getting everybody's best player and some double teams, he still managed to find open teammates, but pick and choose his moments in that game. And then we had Dickinson the next day, and they threw the kitchen sink at him, and he didn't have as big of a game. He had 25, which is still, I mean, if you ask any high school kid, that's still a really good game. And the thing is, with that Dickinson game, he played a different role where, you know, they weren't going to let him get loose. And we've got another guard by the name of Aiden Green. He's a standout football player, and he's starting to make a name for himself as a basketball player too. But Aiden really closed that game for us because of the role that Carter played, where we ran the same play the last 4 minutes of the game, and Carter was kind of a screener there, which got Aiden open to the rim, got him an open 3, and then we eventually hit a game winner because Carter was playing that role of being a screener and being selfless for the team. And so that's kind of what we're hoping moving forward, is that he's going to have some big games, but he might have some smaller ones too, getting other guys open.
You know, I was visiting with Harvey McMahon, your colleague who's the football coach there, of just knowing you're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. And I know that's the case as well. How does that change even from like a couple years ago to what certainly you're going to have tonight?
You know, we have those polls every week that come out, and they're pretty cool for the first time, where you're like, oh, hey, we cracked the top 5, or hey, now we're up to number 3. But now I think that we've been at number 2 for the last couple of weeks, and I don't want to be number 2. I'd rather be number 6 or 7 so that we can sneak up on guys like you said. But no, I think, you know, we've got some high expectations from around the community. We've got some high expectations for ourselves. And as a coach, I think I have the highest expectations for our guys. And that's just kind of the thing, as we wear it, and we've got to embrace it too.
Knowing it's Cheyenne, you know Tim's team, what do you expect out of this game tonight?
They're going to defend. You know, they just watching film on them, they've got some of the best help side defense, I'd say, on this side of the state. I'd say number one is always Sentry with Darren Mattern,
Yeah.
but Tim definitely has those guys defending at a high level. They've got some length. They've got a couple of big names too. The Keller kid, he's really good. I get to see him play a lot in the summers too, just through AAU. But you know, I I've watched them play 4 times now, and I think their record is 1-3, but they're not gonna throw in the towel or anything.
Yeah.
They're gonna come out with a game plan. They're gonna probably show something different tonight that we haven't seen yet now that it's conference play.
The atmosphere of games, describe that being you'd seen that also from the ground up, first on the girls' side, now on the boys' side, of how that's changed of playing at home and developing a home court advantage.
Oh yeah, that's, Dom, this is my third year with the boys. And so my first year with the boys, we did not win a home game. We went 5-19 and we did not win a home game that year. And then the year prior, before I was the head coach on the boys, they won 1 home game. And then last year we flipped it and we didn't lose a home game. And I think that is definitely part of the home court advantage, just because of, it helps having one side of the bleachers right now. You can kind of see in my background, we don't have that backside yet, but it just is packed. And tonight it's going to be standing room only,
Yeah.
just because it's the crosstown rivalry. But it is an awesome atmosphere just with that one side of the bleachers, I will say, helps right now.
You've scheduled some Minnesota teams. You're going to play the Spuds this weekend, and you're going to go and play a couple teams out of the Twin Cities. I know from your AAU experience, how big a deal is that, and kind of challenging your team before you get into the teeth of EDC play once the calendar flips to 2026?
I'm not trying to look too far ahead or anything like that, but if you watch college basketball, these guys, they talk about getting ready for March Madness and stuff, and they want to build their resume and they want to, they want to be battle tested. And that was kind of my idea for these games, where we talked off air a little bit, but how the season ended last year and playing at the Shack, playing on a college court. This year, I think that we will be the team that plays the most on college courts heading into EDC play. And that's kind of why we scheduled it that way, just because, so playing Moorhead, who's a really good team, on the Concordia floor, we're doing that. There's a purpose behind it. We're trying to get ready to play on a college court later this year. And then when we go down and we play Orono and we're going to play Champlain Park, we're going to play them at St. Cloud, the college, SCSU. We're going to play them or play on that floor twice. And so there's going to be 3 games. And then last week we practiced at MSUM just to get on the college floor a little bit more, but it's just more so the psychological part of, telling our guys, like, now we've shot at gyms without a backdrop and we've played at places like this before, and we're trying to become more battle tested and battle ready once it really matters by the end of the year.
How much you think that can really be a factor helping you guys out when you get to March?
As much as I talk about it, I'm not the one that has to play in the game, but if I can help those guys believe in themselves, if I can say, this is what I believe in, you guys got to believe in me, I think that's what's really going to help out come March.
Seeing now how the EDC coaching landscape has changed. Obviously, Hendrickson has done it south. Travis is no longer coaching at Fargo North. You described that you're moving up the leaderboard here in seniority, and you said you're only been doing this a little bit at Horace.
Yeah, and now, I got a text message from Adam Palczewski. He's like, hey, are you the league commissioner? And yes, I am. That's the thing, is nobody else wants to do it, so I guess I can be for the boys' side. But no, I actually tried to get both those guys to come on staff, those guys you mentioned, between Trav and Mike.
Yeah.
Just, you say there's some seniority, but I'm only 31, Dom. I've been coaching for what feels like 5 minutes, and so I still need some guidance and still need some help. And I brought on Mike Benson this year, and so he's one of my assistants now. And so just having another guy that's been a head coach has been really helpful. But no, in the East, we definitely have, between Kirby and Tim and Adam, like, we have a pretty tight knit group, and I'd say that we all can get along off the court. And I root for those guys, unless they're playing me.
I was going to say, we can root for of Manson too, because he's still hanging around here. He's the old man at Davies these days. I'm interested. You had Coach Winchesky from Minot come in to talk to the guys. What was the purpose of that, and what kind of message did he deliver to your team?
So right now, we usually do it on Wednesdays. We've been doing some fundraising, some housekeeping stuff at the beginning of the season, but every Wednesday we try to have a guest speaker. And so we do kind of a rotation where we are 30 minutes in the weight room, on the court, and then we're in the classroom. And We had Coach Winchesky come and speak this last weekend just because he was in town watching his son play for
Yeah.
Minot. And so that's kind of why we snagged him on the weekend. But it's been a college coach. It's been somebody else in the community, but we've had Coach Richmond came last year. Coach Collins, he came, and that was kind of a unique one because his son Jet is on
Yeah.
our team. But this Wednesday, we actually have Jason Kemp from MSUM is slotted to come in. But, they all kind of have basketball has done so much for me. And so I've having these other guys in the community come in and just kind of explain what basketball has done for them. And if there's a message, they always have their own little talking points, of course, where, you've talked to Dave a lot and he talks about being tough and being together. And so they all have a really good lesson. And so it's kind of hearing maybe a different thing or even the same thing, but just from a different voice, I think is really important for these guys too.
I mentioned you were at the Shack last night. What was that experience like? See Zach get out there and play last night too.
Zach is actually the older brother, but Brady.
Sorry,
Brady
yeah. Yep.
Yes. No, it's awesome. He went in, he got a couple shots up. Unfortunately, didn't hit any shots, but I talked to his parents afterwards and talked with him, and they made the comments, man, we just don't shoot well in this place. And so I'm hoping that when they come back that he gets it going a little bit more. But no, I think that's an awesome thing for him. He landed at Crookston and his older brother Zach went there too.
Yep.
And I think that that's going to be an awesome fit for him just in the long term too, and getting his degree, but really proud of him and what he's done. And so it was, we brought the whole team last night and that was awesome. We all went a little crazy when he entered the game. So that was great.
I heard that. To have now you haven't been doing this long and have a little pipeline started. How big a deal is that? You're sending guys to play college basketball out of a short time that you guys have been a varsity program.
So Brady is the second one. That's only our second senior class. Then Carter, of course, coming up. It's awesome because I feel that our program is starting to get guys ready. We're starting to produce, produce some kind of college talent, which is really fun, really exciting for the area. My favorite part, honestly, is when talking with Brady last night, when he gives a little comment like, yeah, you were right. It's kind of now he's hearing it and he's seeing it at a different level. And that's the nice part is that, yeah, coach was right about this or coach was right about that too, which is really kind of patting myself.
I was going to say, you enjoy that, right? You don't
Exactly.
get to hear that too often, correct?
No, not at the moment.
I appreciate the time on a game day, man. Thanks so much for doing this. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you in 2026, okay?
Yes, anytime. Thanks, Dom. I appreciate it.
Have a great holiday, bud. There he goes. Kyle Cummings joining us. Horace boys basketball head coach. Hawks and the Mustangs coming up tonight. You'll see it right here on WDAY Extra and on WDAY Plus as well. Carter Evanson is worth your time. Aiden Green's awfully good player as well. Those are two of the big guys to watch on the Horace side. And Tim Brandt's team always plays hard, and we'll see. I'm interested to see what the top four end up being when we get to the middle of March. The AA tournament is back in Bismarck this year of what the mix. Davies will be there because they always are. Bart's team always finds a way to make it there. Horace, you have to figure, they've not been on the boys' side. The Horace boys have not been to state. You have to figure this is the team with the kind of players they have. Cheyenne's going to be there. Red River's got some dudes. West Fargo, Paul Chesky's team always plays tough as well and makes a run. Those probably, after that, there's probably a little drop after those five teams for 4 spots that have a chance to make it to state this year. And we'll be keeping our eyes on that as it really gets going here. After we get back from the holiday, that's when really the run for about 6 weeks to tournament time gets going. Good stuff there. We appreciate him giving us a few minutes. All right, we'll take our final break. We come back. Got a few emails to catch up on. And we'll get you ready. We got a busy Sports Tuesday planned tonight. That's coming up when we wrap up Hot Mic after this.